Hello, and welcome to episode 4 of the Greenzone. I am Cody Russell, your host. Joining me once again, I believe we can title you as our official co-host,
Yay!
Travis Miller. Thank you, Travis, for coming back.
I'm always happy to be here.
Oh, it's a good time, man. Well, we're gonna start this podcast off checking in. Travis, how you doing? What's going on in your life, man?
What is it? My Achilles. So that's going really well. It's healing. Thank God. I don't even have the boot on right now.
Slowly but surely.
I am living life on the edge.
Recovery process.
No, it's such a slow and painstaking recovery process, but I'm happy. I got like a month to chill, but I had my first full week of work, which was really good. I needed that so bad in my life, and went to the gym 3-4 times this week. So
we getting in shape, we getting healthy.
Trying to get that bench back.
Okay.
My squat is. I'm so mad. My squat is gone.
Honestly, I've condemned. I'm not gonna squat anything over 225 ever again. There's no need for it. I have no need for it.
I mean, I still like to push it to like 400.
I would love to. Don't get me wrong, but every single time that I do it, I hurt myself again. Yeah. So I'm just like,
and I'm gonna have to switch to like power cleans or something. I don't know.
That's even worse.
I know.
What do you mean?
I can keep it light though. I can only power clean like, oh my God. I didn't even power clean. We never power cleaned in college.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you in high school?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
I got the 315 in high school.
Damn, that's crazy. I think the most I've ever done is 275. That shit's you gotta be very explosive to do good power cleans.
Dude, I don't have the flexibility in my wrist no more.
Yeah, no.
I feel like I just it'd snap.
The wrists are not I got them tiny little bitch ass wrists.
Because you have girl hands.
No, my hands are fucking massive.
No, you have paws.
I literally have the hands of apes. Like I look like an ape if you look at me. Have you watched Attack on Titan?
No, I've not watched it yet.
Oh, do you know? Have I shown you what I look like?
No.
So if I stand up, I literally look like this. Let me see if they have a full picture of it. Right here. Here you go.
Why does this guy look like a wizard and a monkey together?
That's because it's a really smart guy inside of. You gotta watch the whole show. But hold on, let me stand up.
He looks so.
Oh no, it's so bad. Okay, but if I stand up, I got these long ass fucking legs.
You do have long arms.
Long ass legs, kind of tiny torso, but it kind of matches.
Do you have a happy trail just like him?
I'm actually hair all over my stomach, unfortunately, and I will not be showing that part. You need to watch that show, though, dog. Attack on Titan's a mind fuck, like legit. Like Anthony loves it too.
I don't know. I feel like it's not gonna be for me. Like I like Black Clover. I was able to watch that.
It's intense. Do you like intense shit? Like it's just very. That's all it is. It's just really intense, but there's a ton of plot twists. It keeps you intrigued. Like it's based off real life, not the whole premise because it's an anime, but it's based off like I think World War II. So it's like that time era and that type of like.
Okay.
There is a Hitler in it, like.
See a Titan.
Watch it. You can't, because if I told you who it was, the whole story wouldn't make sense.
Only thing I know about Attack on Titan is Jaeger is good or bad.
That's the point. That's my point.
Okay.
That's the point. That's what I'm trying to get at. You need to watch it.
Okay.
It's so good. It's finishing, I think, in July.
If I get canceled on again, I'll just go home and watch it probably.
Nothing better to do. Have you watched Jujutsu Kaisen?
No.
And Anthony likes that one too. Anthony's not an anime.
Yeah, he's not. Okay.
So I'm telling you, and any person, there's 3 shows I put people onto that people have loved, especially if you're a guy: Black Clover, Attack on Titan, Jujutsu Kaisen.
I just watched the movie on Netflix.
I need to watch. That's the prequel. So
okay, I just watched that thing.
So that leads into season 1.
My boy Asa got.
Oh, you're talking about the Black Clover movie.
Yeah, Black Clover.
The sword of the Wizard King.
Yeah. Oh, dude, Yasa, he's jacked, bro.
How far are you?
What do you mean?
Did you watch through season 4?
I mean, I watched up to the point where the was he like when he got like his first wing, his like all black mode, whatever he calls it.
You're way behind on the anime. There's still like another 2
I
seasons you
know.
haven't seen.
I don't know where to watch them.
I have Crunchyroll Premium.
We might just have to hang out this whole day.
I mean, I can give you my login. I don't use it that often.
For sure.
I think you can make another profile or something. Yeah. No.
Yeah, I'm a little behind.
Yeah. No. Okay. He gets yoked in the 4th season, so I've seen that.
I mean, I felt like he was gonna get yoked just because like this fool just eats push-ups and sit-ups for breakfast.
Dog, it gets crazy. I haven't seen the manga, but I've watched videos on like what happens. Everyone goes fucking god mode, like, has another magic.
Oh
yeah,
like he needs more.
It's
I want to punch his
because you don't know about his parents.
Well, I know that isn't he from a different kingdom?
Yes,
and he's like royalty. That's why he's so strong. I hate his fairy though. I want to punch her in the face.
Sylph.
It's so annoying.
No, dude. Okay, so that fool, he has a whole nother magic. Because his parents have sun and moon magic, so he gets star magic. It's fucking
okay. The dude in the movie had like key magic, and I was like, that's a little OP.
Nah, key magic. I mean, you can unlock anything. I get it,
but he can store other people's powers, and you can steal their powers.
I thought it was more like an unlocking.
Bro, he looked at someone's grimoire, and all of a sudden, like something came across his eyes like a computer code, and he was like, "This is mine now."
Really?
And he can just steal it.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna watch it.
Okay.
We might need to. Well, if you haven't seen Jujutsu Kaisen, we should watch the prequel movie. I was gonna watch it with Danny, but fuck him, he won't be here for another 3 weeks. So
yeah, sounds good.
Okay. After this, anime talk over. Life. Oh.
Anything else? What grinds your gears, my dude?
Dude. People grind my gears, and we talked about this. This is why people grind my gears. I'm a very literal person.
Mm-hmm.
If you tell me, "Hey, I'm down to do something," and I say, "Hey, when are you free?" Don't not respond. Like, why? Yeah. If you're down to do it, okay, then tell me when you're free. If it's a month away, I will make a calendar invite. I will send it to you, and we will connect a month down the line. Because you know what? I am that type of person. But motherfucker, if you're not down, just tell me. I won't be offended. I don't give a shit. I don't necessarily want to hang out with people as it is. So, like, if I'm inviting you to do something and you're not down, just say you're not down, and I won't care. I literally will be like, oh, okay, cool. I'll do it with someone else. But god damn, like, it has happened probably 8 or 9 times this week. Maybe not this week, maybe within the past 3 weeks. I'm just combining it all together because it's been like a little rage moment for me. And it's like, we are adults. Like, we can communicate. And if you don't have the time, that's cool. I understand. Tell me when you have the time. Let's put it on the calendar so we have a time set, and let's move forward. Like, I would. Okay. Do you use a calendar in your daily life?
For like people, or just in general?
For work. Do you?
Of course, yeah.
Okay. So I typically do the same. So I started incorporating the same because we're starting a podcast. I run a calendar for that. So I typically just put events on there so I know when shit's happening.
Yeah. Like last night, I was so happy I got the little pop up you're going to Cody's house tomorrow. Yeah. It's like, yeah, hell, okay, yeah. Cool.
You go, okay. So I've noticed most people have those calendars in their lifestyle, whether it be through work, whatever, and they usually put work events or just block time out when they know they have something on a work calendar. So why is it so hard to do that?
Because the whole FOMO thing and say yes to everything kind of took over. So people want to be able to do everything, but it's you can't. Realistically, you can't.
Which is fun.
And then people think, well, if I say no, they're going to get upset. It's no, they're not. I just want an answer. Because, I'm taking time out of my day, just like you're taking time out of your day so we can do this thing.
Yeah.
But if you can't do it, let me know so then I can do something else.
Yeah.
I can, hit someone else up or...
I think that's because we've talked. I think this is part of the reason why people don't like me, because I will say no if I don't want to do something. If it's not something I'll enjoy, I still want to hang out with you. Don't get me wrong. I just want to do it in a different capacity. I don't like loud music. I don't like large crowds. So I don't want to do that type of shit. Doesn't mean I don't want to hang out in other capacities, Doesn't mean I wouldn't be appreciated, being invited to certain things or hanging out with people on outside of just not doing the fucking, like, I don't want to go to Coachella.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to raves. Like, but I want to hang out with people. Like, we hang out outside. We just chill. And that's what I do. That's literally my life. I occasionally go on vacation, and guess what? I usually just chill and eat food. It's not much different from my home life. It's just in another city. I'm not that adventurous. I'm okay with that. I don't get it, man. It's like, I think it's part of the thing of being on the spectrum, which I get. It's just you don't understand other people, but I don't understand other people. It's ridiculous. It's just confusing.
Yeah.
Cody's ready for the fucking week.
Start this off hot with a rant.
And it's not like I'm super upset. I'm kind of a little tipsy, and I'm also really high, so I tend to go on. But
No,
like,
that's fine.
it's just
I
something
like
in
to
the head.
listen, man.
No. I'm talking more to the people who don't know me, because you know me pretty well. It's just something like it grinds my gears. I voice about it, I talk about it, and then I forget about it. Because 9 times out of 10 with people, like I said, I don't even want to fucking hang out with them.
It's like, especially as you get older, the time you actually get to spend with your friends goes down and down and down.
Mm-hmm.
Like big events, weddings, cool, then everyone gets together. But like those times become less. And so if you have an opportunity to hang out with someone you want to see and you commit to it, just go. Yeah. Doesn't matter what else comes up. There will always be more things that will come up. There'll always be this or that.
All the time.
Just if you commit to something, commit to it.
Just do it. And like, if you say you're going to hit someone up to do something, hit them up. Like, don't say you're going to hit them up and then expect them to hit you up, which I think is the expectation a lot of the time, which is like, oh, I'll hit you up and then expect them to.
Well, they don't text me. Why would I text them?
Yeah, you told me. Like, that's another thing. I'm on the spectrum, so I am very yes or no. There is no real in between with me. So if you leave ambiguity, like, this is the funniest thing. Like, whenever I go out with people to like hang out or whatever, and like Daisy even has pointed this out a couple times, like, girls sometimes will look at me or hate on me or flirt on me, and I have no clue, because flirting's a lot of ambiguity. You don't truly know. They want to keep it very masked, you know? I'm just like, and she's like, why stop that? Like, why are they letting him? I'm like, dude, I didn't even know they were flirting with me. I was just talking.
I
like,
thought we were just having a nice conversation.
Yeah, like, yeah. Anthony, there's been a couple of times we've gone out and gone drinking, and like, he's like, yeah, like that girl's flirting with you hardcore. And I was like, no, she wasn't. My ass was, no, I was mostly talking to you. What do you mean? Like, and he's like, yeah. And I was like, all right, dog. Like, I just don't operate in that gray area. And that's where most people are.
I don't know that either.
It makes no sense.
I'll be talking to someone at the bar because I'm like waiting for a drink.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, okay, bye, have a good night. Yeah. And they're like, you're not going to get her number?
No,
we're just talking about, I don't know, the Dodgers or the Giants or something, like, you know, something stupid.
No, I did that. I remember this was right before I started dating Daisy. It was the last time I went drinking. And it was with, you know who. Of course. And you know who else was there? Marco.
Nice.
And there was that happened to me, and I was like, oh, I don't remember. But yeah, there's just so much. Why can't people just say what they feel or say what they mean, you know? It's less offensive, I think, than making it like trying to show like save face, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, I'll believe you. I'll respect you more as a person if you're willing to just tell me the truth, even if it makes me feel like shit, you know?
But everything's so feeling based. So like,
what's that?
People are so upset about upsetting just anybody and everybody.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can't walk a thin line. Like, you're gonna make some people happy in your life, you're gonna make some people upset. Like,
that's what makes like a good manager, I feel like, is they're not afraid to like make people a little bit upset. Like, they're not afraid to say truly like what needs to happen or what does need to happen. And if someone gets upset, they're like, hey, like, I get it.
That's on them. That's how they receive the information that you said to them.
Yeah.
You can't.
No. But I'm saying like a manager is willing to like, because a lot of people won't say the information. You know? Or they'll like sprinkle it, like they'll make it as like a little fairy tale to make it seem
on the bush.
Yeah, and it's like, no, it doesn't help anybody.
Just dive into that bush and let me figure it out.
Yeah, like it's fucking crazy. I don't understand, but people, they're crazy, man. Freaking people. But people, like, if you want to, like Travis said, if you want to hang out with that person, hit that person up. If you don't want to do it and they're asking you to do something, say no. Like, it's okay. Or if you do and you just don't have the time, say I don't have the time. Like, oh, we can plan a time for a month from now or whatever. You can plan stuff in the future. There's too much of like this now culture, I think.
Yeah.
Like, it needs to be right now, and like, no, it doesn't.
People need instant gratification.
I'm really, because I'm kind of that way, but I'm trying really hard to pull myself away from that, and especially like growing a podcast, trying to do that. Like, it is not instant. It takes time, takes a lot of effort, takes a lot of behind the scenes bullshit that no one really sees, and it's not instant success. It takes time, but it's it can be rewarding if you're willing to just put in the time. It's the same thing with like friendships, relationships, everything. Like, they can be so much more rewarding. You just need to put in the time and like the effort in the back end of things, reach out, get out of your little comfort zone. Okay, Trev, we're going to talk about sports news, recent sports news. You want to kick us off? Let's see. We're going to talk about, first thing we'll talk about is Dalvin Cook. Release from the Vikings.
We just talk about just releasing and signing of people. It's
in general. Because Dalvin specifically I want to talk about, because that's a very specific case.
Yeah.
They were not willing to pay him, but he's top 5 running backs in the league. Okay.
He's one, like, as a true 3-down back, like, and he can catch out of the backfield.
Yeah.
I don't know why he let that piece go.
He was hurt last year a bit and still put up 1,200 yards. Yeah. So, like, you remember I do specifically, the comeback they had against the Colts when they were up. We were up 33-0 and they came back and won 36-33. Yeah. He was part of that. Oh, a very big part of that.
That was a great fantasy day, actually.
Running backs, they keep doing this fucking up and down, up and down, up and down, like, in terms of the market. They're like, one year they're really cherished, next year they're not. One year they're really cherished. Like, last year was one of the years where they're not, because Derek was hurt, Dalvin was hurt, JT was hurt. The only, like, the star running back of the league was
who else got
Josh
hurt?
Jacobs.
Not Bijan.
He just got drafted.
Who was the rookie for the Jets? Bryce Hall. Bryce Hall got hurt.
Breece Hall.
Sorry. Apologies.
Yeah. They keep getting. It was a big. That's what I'm saying. But the year before, all the running backs were stellar. Like, JT had his freaking premier year. Derrick Henry's going off. He got hurt at the end, but he was still like at the top towards the end of the season.
That dude's still carrying the ball 25 times plus a game.
Yeah. Well, there even talks about the Titans releasing him or trading him this offseason. So, like, running backs like keep doing this this up and down where it's like.
Well, also it comes back to the talent pool that I think teams have like kind of started to like all emulate the same kind of like, this is how we win a championship process. Is we get experienced guys on defense.
Yeah.
We have good young talent, and we use some of our older veteran talent to get the pieces we need at O-line and stuff like that.
That's fair.
So I think it's just kind of more of like, it's a game, and I mean, they didn't trade for him; they just released him outright. So
they tried trading him. They tried. He just has an expensive contract, but. He's searching. I saw this morning. I think he's looking for a 1-year, $15 million deal, which is pretty high for the running back market.
I just hope he ends up on a team where he can still shine.
Where does he go?
Oh man, who's even interested in him?
Miami.
That'd be a good one.
Before I think Buffalo was, but now they also had signed Damian Harris, which is insane. Damian Harris is underrated on the Patriots. I'm just saying.
We'll do Rashad Stevens. How do you say it? Rashad? Is it Rashawn?
Yeah, Rashawn.
He took over. Towards the end of the year, he took over that backfield.
Yeah.
Just because he's like a young Dalvin Cook in a way. Because he can catch out of the backfield. He's a downhill runner. Yeah. He's bigger too.
Than Damian?
Yeah, I think he's bigger than Damian. Fuck. It might just be the dreads.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. Yeah, no, that's a good point. I'm just him on that team in that backfield, because he was, like I said, underrated on the Patriots. Definitely a good player. Not top 16, top half running backs in the league, but not great. But him, Josh Allen. I mean, they need another receiver, because Colts signed out Isaiah McKenzie from them this past offseason.
That's a good little scat back.
No, he's not. He's not a scat back. He's a wide receiver.
Isn't he tiny? Oh, he's a receiver.
No, he's like.
I'm thinking of someone.
You're thinking. Who are you thinking of?
I don't know. I'm embarrassed though.
Oh no! But he's like 6'1" ish, 6'2" or something like that. He's decent, not
He's
huge.
tiny for football.
For receiver, no, it's not.
I feel like a lot of
This day and age,
I feel like a lot of receivers are 6'4" now.
look at Tyreek. Look at fucking.
Okay,
But like
it's like the one exception.
Hunter Renfro, even the Colts. They
Yeah,
got
but how many
Paris
times?
Campbell.
How many times is Hunter Renfro catching balls like really downfield? That's not
Paris Campbell.
Renfro. We're talking about Renfro.
But you said name other people. That's for people. That's what we're talking about.
Paris Campbell's like 6'3".
No, he's like 6', 6'1".
Really?
Bet, yeah.
Probably. I'm not gonna challenge you
He's
on
a Colts
it.
player.
I'm not gonna challenge you on that.
He's not super tall. And then the Colts even drafted who Reggie Wayne thought was the best receiver in the draft, Josh Downs, and he's not tall. He's like, I think he's like 5'11". He's short.
That white boy is gonna be pretty good for you guys. I feel like
Alex Pierce. Yeah,
for you guys.
Alex Pierce is a dog, dude. And he was turning. He just didn't have anyone throw the ball, dude. He
ran good routes, and when he had his couple like bigger games, I was like, oh shit,
Yeah.
like, he's got the hands and
dog. Yeah. No. I'm stoked. Here's the thing too. Like, Pittman pisses me off because he drops so many fucking easy balls, but he also makes some spectacular catches, and he's tall as fuck. So, him, Alex Pierce, Josh Downs. We got Jelani Woods at fucking tight end. And then
he was a rookie last year, right?
Moali Cox, yeah, and he turned up. We also have Alex Ogletree, who is same built as basically Jelani Woods. We actually drafted him before Jelani Woods, just tore his, I think, either ACL or Achilles early in the season. So he's coming back, should be healthy. It was early in the season too. Jonathan Taylor, Anthony Richardson. So okay, we're going to the Colts. I'm gonna talk about that later. We'll get back to them. No, because we can talk about them when we talk about a little bit later. We're gonna talk a little bit about the rookie QBs a little bit later, but Frank Clark, Broncos signing.
Hopefully, they're working on it. We need another like rusher. And some
falling off though.
Yeah, he's old.
Production. What do you think? Like, he's not probably not expected top.
But it's like any of these veteran pass rushers. It's sure they might be producing the same way, but you can't just be like, oh, we're gonna leave him on an island with our second year right tackle and not give him any help.
Fair.
He's gonna.
It's like who's that fool that Colts had? Justin Houston. When we got him, we had him for like 2-3 years. He was productive. He got I think he averaged like 4 or 5 sacks a year, maybe more than that. But having that type of veteran leadership on D-line is huge for the people that are developing, That's what, like, just when we got Defoe as well. We also have Jonathan Stewart, who's low-key a baller at D-tackle. Like, high-key underrated at D-tackle. Mm-hmm. He's like a mini Warren Sapp, honestly.
Warren Sapp, the legend.
Yeah, no, legit. And like I said, Kwity Paye and Deo Adengbo. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking about
that. I feel like NBA, the whole like how players are more like willing to move around has trickled over into other sports now, and more players are like, yeah, like I'm out, like I'm gonna go do this. I'm gonna play with these people now.
It's so much fun,
and it makes it more. I mean, it makes it fun. It makes there stuff to talk about. And
last off, or was it? No, 2 years. The draft 2 years ago was the craziest time in sports off season I've ever seen. Because that's when like, AJ, what's his face?
Green?
No, AJ Brown. Eagles.
Yeah.
AJ Brown. That's when he got traded to the Titans, or from the Titans to the Eagles.
And then balled out.
Marquise Brown got traded in that draft. There was like so many different like fucking wild trades. It was just like every fucking 4 seconds like something was popping off, and I was just like, yo, like this is the craziest. Like, I love when shit is just happening. Like even if it happens to my team, it sucks, but it's kind of cool to like when Stephon Gilmore got traded this offseason to the Cowboys, I was like, fuck. Like, and we didn't really get much for him, but I was like, I get it. Like, it makes sense. Like, he wanted to play for a contender. That's a great fucking pickup for the Cowboys. They needed a solid fucking person to play offensive, opposite of Trayvon Diggs. So, I was just like, okay, like, this is cool. Like, the movement of teams to make other teams better. Like, the more parity there is in the NFL, the better the sport is overall. Like, the better you can see people playing better competition. The going games are at least, entertaining, even if like a team's not going to win. Like, it makes the sport more fun in general.
In a weird way, too, it also creates more. It gives. Oh, I'm trying to think of it. More people are interested because, like, if you're a huge fan, if you've been like a fan of, oh man, just someone long time, and they finally get moved, like, you're gonna watch. If it's like you're one of your favorite players, you're gonna watch the other team play, of
course,
because that's your man, right?
Yeah.
So yeah,
there's not many people like me and you who will sit down and watch any football game that's on at any time. There's not many people like that. A lot of people like that. It's not as common as you would think. Like, so I think more parity, the more people, the more viewership, the better. The better the product is. Even fucking like YouTube TV right now, they got NFL TV and they're capitalizing on it. I mean, it's gonna be $400 for the season for get all the games. I almost bought it because I have YouTube TV, but I was like, I can stream illegally.
We do it. Me, Joe, and Josh and David. We all share like a YouTube TV account.
Oh, really?
So we get like Red Zone and all that stuff now.
Oh, I have my own.
Even though we watch Red Zone every weekend together.
No, I mean, the thing is it's not even Red Zone. Like, for me, it would be because YouTube TV got NFL ticket.
Oh, they're the ticket.
They got ticket. It was for the while it was $300 for the season, so you get every game. I'm a Colts fan, so we don't really get our games out here, so I have to stream them.
I don't even know who even has like DirecTV anymore.
DirecTV's not the only reason people would have it was for Sunday Ticket, but now that YouTube TV has
and MLB ticket. Well, they had all the tickets at one point, I think. Yeah. They had every sport.
Yeah. But
that was back when TiVo was the thing.
Yeah. That shit was so much. I remember like the commercials for that shit was all over the place. Now it's like,
I remember my dad got TiVo and he was like, "We can go to church and come home and watch the game." Hell yeah!
My dad still wouldn't go to church. My dad, Chris.
My dad was in the choir, so he had a. Which is the funniest fact about my dad.
Yeah. Well, like the one. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm just saying. It's just if you met the man.
I've never met your dad. That's right.
No one has.
Well, because he never came up for anything.
No.
He never ventured out.
He would have came up when I was playing, but he can't travel like that.
Yeah. Well, we were gonna visit him the one time we were going down, but that was
Oh, Phil's met him.
Phil. Can you come? Hey, Phil, if you watch this, I'm gonna make this in a clip and just send it to you. Come on the fucking podcast. I heard you didn't respond to Travis. Talking about not responding.
Don't be mean, bro.
I'm not mean.
He's got a lot going on. The man's planning a wedding and shit like that.
Oh, you didn't tell me that.
He's got a lot going on, man.
Oh, well, never mind. We don't need to.
He doesn't even drink anymore.
Dude.
Yeah. He, like a year or two back, he like had a couple beers and started like throwing up. So I think he's developed, what we were talking earlier, like you develop like allergies as an adult.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like, dude, he quit it. He lost so much weight.
Yeah. Alcohol keeps you, like, people, if you want to lose weight, stop drinking. I know it's shocking. Like,
and eat an apple.
Like, yeah. Like, eat somewhat healthy and stop drinking. You will shred weight. It's insane. What a surprise.
As you sit here with cans and cans of soda.
Okay. I sit here with cans and cans of soda in my house, but they're not opened. All the extras are stored in the container for me to sell later. I don't drink them.
If those were all empty, I'd be like, we have a problem.
No, here's the thing. Because I
like soda too.
Since I've bought so many Mountain Dews, I have like, oh, I really want a Mountain Dew. I'll open them, take like 2 or 3 sips, and I'll be like, all right, I'm done with it. I don't like want to drink a full thing, even when I'm lit.
I fucking love Mountain Dew.
I do too. I like people. I'll probably post a picture so you can understand I got a little collection going on. Trying to grow it, trying to earn more. So if some Mountain Dew collectors in the Bay Area that could hook me up finding some cans on the cheap skis, hit me up in the DMs.
We go Black Friday Mountain Dew shopping up in here.
Dog, people don't understand. You don't understand.
I don't.
I have been I've been out 3 or 4 times this week, specifically just looking for the Mountain Dew that's releasing this week.
That is such a cool hobby, though.
It's so much fun just going to you go to a bunch of different grocery stores. Just, hey, let me pop in real quick. Do you got it? Nope, don't got it. Cool. Most of them,
this is the light skin version of girls who collect Starbucks cups.
Yeah, Yeah, No, legit. It's just a fun hobby to do. They're easy. They're somewhat easy to find. It's fun to do. It's something I enjoy. You don't know this. I've been drinking Mountain Dew since I was a kid. Obviously, most people have, but I have been trying every single flavor they've released. I stopped for a bit when I got healthy, but I started again. I've tried almost every single flavor they've released in the United States. I love Mountain Dew. I've loved it since I was a kid. I love finding the new flavors, trying them, see what they taste like. I know it's not the greatest for you. Guess what? I don't fucking drink it every day, people. You don't need to drink something every day to enjoy a hobby. Surprise. Fucking sue me. I drink sugar that's not good for you. Anyway.
Oh, speaking of things, who'd you say were gonna win, the Heat or the Nuggets?
I didn't even.
I thought we.
Did we predict it? I don't remember.
We did.
I'm pretty sure I said Nuggets because there's no chance the Heat were gonna win.
Pretty sure I said the Heat because I was optimistic at the time.
Oh yeah, the Nuggets won. Jokic has solidified himself as a legit star in the NBA.
I just love his interviews when they talk about like his you record a triple double or whatever.
I don't know.
I don't know. This like something like a double triple. Like you're like in this with these players, and he's just like whatever. Like 24 points.
I think it was like 30. You talking about the 30-point triple double? Him and Murray had a record where they both scored one in one game. They both had a 30-point triple double in one.
Yeah, it was just funny.
Turning. No, my favorite interview was him. Was like, they were like, he was like, "Are you excited for the parade?" And he like looks like the like social media coordinator or whatever, and he's like, "When is parade?" And then they're like, "Thursday." He's like, "Oh, Thursday no good. I need to go home." He's just so to the point. And then in the parade, did you watch his speech?
No.
He was like, in post game interview, this is not direct quote. I'm just kind of fucking. He's like, in post game interview, I said I want to go home because I did not want to go parade. Parade is awesome. I want to do parade every year. Oh, it's just like, yeah, Jokic, you deserve this, dog. Like, I had a feeling going into the finals, like they sat on going in, they really were focused on like winning the championship. Murray had something to prove. They just had something about them, like they were gonna win, and they dominated every series they were in.
Yeah, I think Murray specifically, I think he really put a light on Canadian basketball and how it's developed and how now like.
Yeah,
it could become a good ground for recruitment in a way for colleges to the NBA. That like people up there can actually ball. They can actually play with the big dogs.
Honestly, it's not just even him. Internationally, basketball, like the NBA is going away from an American-based, like centered around.
It's kind of like how baseball started to go more towards Puerto Rican, Dominican. Like the Yankees have like pretty much like a training camp for young like Dominican talent. Yeah.
Even the Asian continent. Shohei Ohtani, like
but the thing with like the
what type of
with like people.
What ethnicity is he?
Who?
Shohei.
He's Japanese.
I don't know. I don't watch baseball.
Hold on. Damn it. Now I gotta look this up because he played in Japan. I don't know if he's Japanese.
I don't watch baseball. It's not my. If I did, I would know. I'm one of those people. Like if I'm into something, I know all the background or random bullshit.
Yeah.
Japanese.
Oh gosh, where is he from? It just says he played baseball in Japan.
Oh, Japan's sick. Would you ever go?
Dude, he's only 28.
Yeah, no, I know. I thought he was younger, to be honest.
God.
Well, it's like you think about it, like
to the Dodgers, probably.
Yeah, my parents love it. There's so many young, like.
Okay, yeah, okay. He's from Japan.
Okay. Another thing I've noticed when we're recording and I go back and watch these podcasts, I say like so many fucking times.
It's a natural thing.
I know.
It's just a like is a filler word that everyone uses. But
I need to stop it. I sound like, and this one is using like as a comparison word, a valley girl. And it's ridiculous.
You're from Mission VA.
I understand where I'm from, but I also was very home-based, and my father is very hood. My family...
Just because your father said doesn't mean he wants that for you.
No, but like the way he talked to me, his mannerisms, like I'm very much... If you've seen my brothers, I'm very much my father's son. Like I am very much him in many ways. So I picked up his mannerisms, the way he talks, the way he acts, a lot of the way he interacts and shit, So that's the only like where it's like especially when you've told me this before. When I smoke, when I drink, I turn more black. My words, like, it's not that I mean to. It's just like I think at the end of the day, that's my natural
Yeah.
persona. Like, just being kind of a little bit more like loose with it. But when I'm sober, especially because like 9 times out of 10, I'm sober, I'm working. My it's a different. It is like my white side. It's my white personality.
It's not even, it's like a white personality. It's more because you've dabbled like kind of in both worlds, right?
Mhm.
So you're more, I'm the same way. I have to be more conscientious how I speak to people.
Yeah.
And how I'm presenting myself.
Yeah.
Because if I wanted to speak the way I want to speak to people, I would probably have no friends. I'd probably have no job. I'd be sent to HR on a weekly basis.
Yeah, that's another thing I struggle with a lot is like, cause I don't have a filter. I have a hard time filtering my words, and it's not because I like can't do it. It's that I naturally, well, it is that I can't do it in a way. Like I literally like sometimes I just don't. My brain doesn't think before I say it, or even it thinks like, oh, this is okay, and then people look at you like, did you just fucking say that? Like, and I'm like. Yeah, it was funny though, right? Like
It made you laugh in the inside.
like I naturally don't have a filter sometimes. So I've really, especially being in a professional sales background, I've really had to focus sometimes at work. And that's why work is very stressful for me sometimes because I have to like focus every time I go into a meeting like okay, don't say anything stupid. Don't say anything out of pocket. Like, I know you want to say this or say that or joke. Like, sometimes you can read people and say certain things, but you can't push it too far. It's a very delicate balance. So, it's tough, but it's funny.
Yeah, no. When I was in this is like a little quick story. I was in the South because we had a baseball tournament and we were visiting my dad's sister in Florida, and we stopped and we spent a night in Georgia, and I was like. Whatever. I was like 14, 13.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh. I was like, can I go to the store and get like some, I wanted Reese's cups.
Yeah.
Some Reese's cups and like a Sprite. My mom's like, here, take the money. So I'm going, get up in there. Just a little closer. Get up in there and I start talking. And another black dude in the store's like, stop. And I was like, why do you speak like that? It's like, speak like what?
Yeah.
This is how I normally talk. He's like, nah, you doing that whole foo white. And I'm like, and I was like, sir. And I was like, shit. This is how I've learned to speak. Like, I'm sorry. I apologize, but this is how I learned how to talk. And I was like, if I didn't know it was different, I was like, oh shit, this is like a real thing. Like, yeah.
I'm legit crying laughing. That's funny as a motherfucker. That's true though. That's true.
So, yeah.
Like, you have to, when you're black, especially when you grow up in a very, like, I wouldn't say white dominated, because it's not necessarily white people, but it's like that cultural persona of a white person. That's what's like, where you grew up, like, that is what you end up becoming. And when people who are not in that background, or you're in a background where it's very much the opposite, and you're supposed to be fitting out in that background, people don't expect it, and they are just like, it's literally like you're from a different country. It's kind of funny. It's for me, especially balancing being very light skinned is hard, because it's like people don't know if you're black, people don't know if you're white. Some people think I'm fucking Mexican. Like, they don't know what race I am. Like, they don't know what language I can speak. So it's like tough to like I get Mexican people trying to speak Spanish to me, and I understand, but I can't always communicate back in Spanish. So I'll just be like, hey, like, I got what you said. I don't speak Spanish. Or when I'm with Daisy, because she speaks fluent Spanish, they'll look at me and start speaking Spanish to me, and I'm just like, I get it, kind of, but I don't. I look to Daisy like, what'd they say? Like, it's tough. It's racial ambiguity. That's the word. It's tough. But I feel like you kind of have that same struggle based off where you grew up.
Oh yeah, because both my parents are white.
Yeah,
I was adopted.
Yeah.
So yes, I have those tendencies, but that's just how I was raised.
Yeah.
So when like I open my voice, I'm speaking to some dude who's lived his whole life in like Vallejo, for example. He kind of looks at me like, why are you
Why do you sound that way?
why do you sound that way? Why are you acting like that?
Why are you uppity?
So I'm uppity, but
there's uppity and then there's Stanford. What? I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that.
Oh shit.
That was funny. That was wrong. See, that's what I was talking about. I don't even think about it. Like it just comes out. Oops. Speaking of not even talking about, but now they're talking about it. PGA and LIV Golf have come into some sort of merger or acquisition, and it's fucking hilarious because PGA one was shitting on LIV Golf and the people that went and signed on them for money because it wasn't part of the quote unquote tradition.
Mm-hmm.
But then they weren't paying their athletes money, and then all of a sudden they started paying them some money.
Okay, it's not even throwing paying them. You ever see how much golfers actually make?
That's not my point. Just let me finish.
Okay.
I understand. Let me finish.
I apologize for the interjection.
No, I understand. I understand. But now what they are doing is the people that did not go to LIV Golf, because now everyone's coming back together. So the people that did not go to LIV Golf are getting percentage cuts from TV profits and shit, or something like that. Where the people that did go to LIV Golf won't get any of that. So they're punishing the people for going and trying to pay their families. Realistically, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if they're already making $1 million, $50 million, $100 million. It doesn't matter. If you can go somewhere and make more money for the talent that you have developed, you shouldn't be punished for trying to do so. Going back into, now it's merged together. Now you're back with the PGA and they're saying, hey, you fucked up, so you get nothing from us. It's like, it's fucked. It's literally fucked. It's showing them that standing up for principle is wrong. That's just how I feel about it. What do you think?
I suck at golf. First off, I like to golf, but I suck. Honestly, it's to me, it's like real just ticky tacky. It's kind of like whatever to me personally. I get it. It's not right. It's not just. Yeah. But these are private businesses, and it's equated kind of like you got put on leave in a way. Yeah. Like you have to pay a punishment for what you tried to do. In their minds, I feel like. And also, we're going to be coming up here on a cycle where all these people that have been in charge are not going to be in charge anymore. So there could be
all these old heads.
All the old heads are going to be gone. And I think it's just the same thing. Like not I won't be political, so I'm not going to mention that. It's just like when old heads are in charge, it's always going to be their way because it's worked for X amount of years, and I can understand that. I can see that, but now, and all these punishments are just going to be. I think it's going to be temporary, if anything.
Everything in this world is temporary.
Yeah.
It's just a very valid point. It's because we're talking about now, everyone wants things now. So the punishment is now, and then once the 15 minutes of fame or disfame or whatever you want to call it, the ugly truth is out of like the visual eye of the public.
I don't know if they have like a CBA kind of like bargaining agreement, like how most sports do, like athletes and like they have something probably.
Coming, yeah.
So that can just. Oh, it might be punishment now, but then when the new bargaining's happening, it's going to be like, no, it's gone. You know what I mean? So,
no,
who will play golf until they're in their 50s, 60s? So.
That's a good point. That's a very valid point.
I think it's just because their money affects their money, affects their money, affects the whoever's in charge of money. All that's so it's them being trickle like, down. No, like.
Trickle down economics, as they speak of. Okay. So, one final topic less in this little segment. We want to talk about the big news. I guess kind of big news. Ja Morant.
Blah, blah. I'm sorry. I've been holding that the whole time.
Oh, you're going to get us in trouble. Oh, yeah.
He only got 25.
25 to life.
Can't steal my joke.
Did you make that earlier?
Yeah.
It flowed so well into it. Yeah. You're so wrong. Oh, that was funny as fuck. Okay, so 25 game suspension. Did you Do you watch like sports take shows or anything like that?
I used to always watch, because I wake up early, so I used to watch like the ending part of Skip and Shannon,
Yeah.
which we'll talk about, and then I watch like Colin Cowherd because I like a lot of. I don't like Colin Cowherd per se, but I do like the caliber of guests he brings on,
Yeah, he has a lot of diversity.
and he has a really good like people don't like Nick Wright. I think Nick Wright gives great.
I love Nick.
I think he gives great opinions. He gives great observations.
I love Nick. He's probably one of my favorite sports.
You know, he's a chiefaholic.
Which is fine. Like, have your fandom.
It's not fine over here.
I get it. You're a Broncos fan. No, in terms of Nick, right? He's probably because here's the thing about sports, like sports talk and debate that I actually hate. People don't have teams. I enjoy when people are willing to fight and argue and be over the top for their fandom. I'd rather hear your over the top opinion about your team, which you truly care about, even if it's over the top and like clearly wrong or clearly right, like Nick Wright. I want to hear your opinion about your team because you care and you'll give a true passionate opinion. Like if you're making those blind takes where you're just making a take based off someone else's opinion, you don't care. So there's no passion. There's no true like Shannon Sharp. We'll talk about later. But I love their show. They are probably the best show on television right now. First Things First is absolutely killing it. Like I said, like again, I'm gonna get on it. They're doing it right. They have the correct chemistry. They have crispy sweater. Maybe not as much, but they have take integrity. I agree. There's a certain way to go about it, and I forget why we got on this topic, but I do enjoy the way First Things First is going. They are the new Herd, because I heard for a long time was number one in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like his hierarchy he does.
Yeah, they just never have the Colts on there when they should be, and then they do when they shouldn't be.
Because I think he always kind of goes like, oh, potential matchups, and the Colts like, oh, they have a favorite potential matchup to like put him in there, then they,
fuck it up. The Herd, the only thing with him that I don't like is he's kind of he doesn't have a team, so he's very
matter of fact.
He's not matter of fact. He's just
he really puts his opinion out there, and I kind of like it because he is a very opinion based show.
Yeah.
So for him to not have a team makes sense because then he can put his full opinion into things, and he even says that on the show all the time. Like, this is my opinion.
No, that's fair. And that's what I do like about him. Don't get me wrong, but sometimes it just feels like he flip-flops too much because he doesn't have a team. He goes one way, and then the next week he goes a different way, and the next week he goes a different way, and it's not consistent. It's not what I would consider take integrity. Which is
I think he just makes a take per week, and then I think it's kind of nice that he does he has something called like where it was right, where it was wrong.
I've seen it. I watch the show every week, so I get it. Actually, that's a very good point.
I'm just saying for that
because why his show. I just thought about this and why I hate it and the rest of the world likes it. It's now. His show operates in the here and now.
Yeah.
Where I don't. I want to know about your general opinion,
and
I'm different in that way. Might not be better, maybe better. Who knows? We'll find out. But if he's like you said. He has a segment where he admits he's wrong. His take last week was wrong. His take from 3 weeks ago was wrong. And when he's right, he'll fucking run it in your face telling he's right. He'll let you know he's right, That's a good point. So we want to talk a little bit about the unfortunate and sad time that happens about midway through June, till about midway through August. And that is the sports dead time.
For you.
For most of the world. Because baseball is not America's pastime anymore. Even if it was, just like other sports, most people don't watch until the end of the season because it doesn't matter. I understand having fandoms, but most people want to know they're general fans, not fanatics, Yeah. So they want to know, hey, is my team doing good? No. By this point, are they doing shit? Okay. I don't give a fuck anymore, I'm going to move on. Or they make, my team's been doing pretty good. I've been, I'll keep the scores on my phone and whatnot. Now I want to watch when there's 40 games left, when there's 60 games left. It's not like, this isn't the time where people are like, sports, yeah, baseball, like this.
Well, it's okay, yeah, especially for baseball. I mean, the new rules have definitely improved the game. I will say, improved like the watchability of it, especially in person. Like, there's still an experience when you go to, like, a ballpark.
I haven't been to a baseball game since I was 10,
Okay.
12.
I mean, is it cheap? No, it's really expensive, especially if you're taking.
Are.
Oh my god, it's so expensive. Dude, a beer in there's like.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm talking about like tickets wise, like.
Oh, tickets wise is pretty reasonable.
Okay.
But it also now it's really based on a series, and like who they're playing. Like right now, the Giants are playing the Dodgers.
Oh, that makes sense.
So not only is it the NL West, it's also Giants Dodger like rivalry. You know what I mean? So though, like this weekend, because they started on Friday, so this weekend's gonna be huge down there, because people are gonna want to go see it. Both teams are in California. It's local. If you want to do like weekend getaway, go watch some games.
I can't relate.
It'd be different if it was like yeah.
I get it because it's the rivalry.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So there's certain like right around this time, like so I don't think it's dead necessarily for sports. Yeah, there's not a lot going on, but when you have a good matchup like the Giants and the Dodgers, and it's summer, it's 80 degrees out every day now. It's getting nice. Like you want go to the ballpark.
Sure. I hate the heat, so anything above 75, I'm not down for. But I mean, to each their own. Like I said, I'm about the target audience probably for most things, if we're being honest. I'll go to a football game. I'll go to a basketball game. That's it. It's probably the only 2 times you can get me out of the house for like a large event with a lot of people in very loud environments. Otherwise, I'm not going. I won't go to concerts. I won't go to baseball or hockey games. And I get it, people that go to it. Like, it's cool. Like, I ain't got no problem. I'll watch them on TV or whatever. I'll check out some clips or whatever. But I just, if it's not my thing, I can't get my brain around not being overloaded and overstimulated. I don't.
And also, we're so spoiled in California in general when it comes to
sports
and just things to do.
Yeah.
Like, you think about how many sports teams just sit around LA from all sports teams, but yet you can go to the beach from January to December if you really want to. You can drive up to like Mammoth if you want to. You have all the major amusement parks within an hour, 2-hour drive. So there's so much. And
true. You go to Mexico. Doesn't matter where you are in Southern California. It takes about 3 hours. It's nothing crazy. Yeah, no, you make a good point. We are spoiled here. That's why I'm never fucking leaving, because California is the best.
I think that's also why we have more. Yeah, that's also why we have more general fans. Because I think the East Coast, you have fanatics.
We live in like most East Coast teams, I feel like are OGs. Like we're like the originators for most sports, because where the country started for the most part. But I feel like continuing. I think this is like the topic of the podcast is like living in the now culture. That is what California fans are. They say it all the time. Like if your team's not winning, if you're not relevant, people don't go and they don't give a shit. The Lakers don't get fans. Before LeBron James was there was a 6-year period where there was just no one there. We were like the Hornets or the Spurs right now or whatever. We were the team that was just shit and no one gave a fuck because we were not good. There was no notable players. Like, that's how it is.
It's like, do I want to spend this money on a Laker game or go buy an amusement pass to Universal for the day?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to Universal.
It's not even for a day. Like, same price of tickets. Like, if they're, well, actually, no, when they're that pricey, I guess it's about the same price. No, that makes a good point. But yeah, no, it's a very much now culture where, like you're saying on the East Coast or like in the South, it's very much ingrained roots for generations.
Because there's times like where you can't like go outside and all you can do is just sit there and like watch the game or,
It's sunny and 75, 95% of the year here. If you don't live in California, stay the fuck out. It's not great. It's horrible. Don't ever come. Not worth it.
Don't ever come.
It's not worth it. No, it's worth it. It's the best place to live.
Don't visit San Francisco. Visit like Santa Barbara.
Honestly,
or Slow.
For real. No, that is a true take. San Francisco is cool. If you want to see it once, see it once. There's nothing like. it's just dirty, and like there's a couple cool things around here, but Northern California is so much bigger than San Francisco. I think people would.
Yeah, go to Napa, go to Sacramento,
Petaluma.
go to,
Petalamuma's
go to Petaluma.
amazing, dog. Like I want to go there. Daisy and I think about oh, I didn't tell you about this.
You're gonna move there?
No,
I was like, what you about to tell me? I'm about to drive 3 hours to go see?
We were thinking about doing a weekend trip up there. We wanted to see if you and Anthony wanted to slide through for a night. Come kick it with us up there. Because Anthony and I...
Do you want me and Anthony look more like a couple?
No, I mean, Anthony. We did it with Anthony last year or 2 years ago.
He was with, who shall not be named?
No. Just him. Right after they broke up, actually.
He needed that.
Yeah, so we went to Petaluma, and it was fucking lit, dog. It was so much fun. Like, we went to this place called the Roaring Donkey. It's, okay, so it's like this regular dive bar, right? Like, pool tables, alcohol, whatever. We're just kicking it there, having a good time. We've been drinking all day. So I'm literally dressed, like, sports shirts, sports shorts, and a t-shirt. Or, like, literally like a dry fit t-shirt. I'm chilling, having a good time, like, not dressed up. All of a sudden, they start clearing out all the tables. They start clearing out all the tables.
As someone who used to do that makes me so nervous.
Pushing out everything. I'm just sitting there going, I look at Anthony and he's going, what the fuck is happening? And then they slide open this big fucking barn door, right? And it's a dance floor with like a DJ and fucking loud, like lights blaring and music and shit. It's a club. It's like a legit club.
I really thought you were saying that they opened this door and there was a donkey.
No. It was either the Roaring or Raging Donkey.
I was gonna be like, they shot a whole ass donkey.
And like, this is when I just was about to start I think I was 24 or 20. I was just about to turn 24 or 25. 25, I think. So this is at the point where I didn't drink. So I was drinking that weekend. But we went to, there's a bunch of different outdoor, just like sit down spots. We went to Lagunitas Brewery. They had this cool outdoor sit down spot. We got these like, you could get what are those things called? Flights. You can try whatever, but you get to. There's so many different options you guys choose from the flights because you're at Lagunitas. We started there. Went to like a couple different spots. You know, got a couple drinks at every different. But it's very much like like an old school type of town. It's a old fashioned feel, but it's a bunch of drinking places and shit, and a bunch of food and stuff. It was fucking there. We didn't even get close to covering everything we wanted to go check out. So we're thinking about going up for Daisy and I are gonna go for a couple nights. But if you don't want to come up for a night, come kick it with us. We're thinking about inviting y'all. So
I will consider that.
Well, sports dead time. We didn't even talk about it, but it's kind of clearly that if that's a topic of conversation, that's where sports kind of is right now.
True.
It sucks.
Mostly just baseball.
Which even then, it's not America's pastime anymore. It doesn't have the appeal that it used to be. It's coming back.
Okay, that phrase, America's pastime. It's not like it was just like one of the first big things in America. That's all. Whenever I hear that's what I think about it.
Oh, I agree. I say the same thing.
Like
I say the same thing. I'm just saying like right now that's not what it is anymore. So people aren't like locked in like they used to be, and that's what made baseball famous in the first place. Is it was the one thing
because they had premier talent. They had the premier talent, and now there's so much talent everywhere. Yeah. It's there's no real pastime. There's no real, in my opinion, there's no real America's sport. There's just America, and we have these professional leagues, and they're really good. Like even like look at Messi coming to the.
Everyone likes what they like these days. Yeah, that's a good point.
Messi's signing with that team in
Miami.
Is it Miami? Yeah, Florida. I was just gonna say Florida, but yeah.
He got a solid contract.
His contract is dope.
Yeah. Everyone keeps talking, but I haven't paid that much. But I saw a little bit into it.
Dude, he's getting money from the streaming rights. Yeah. His salary's getting paid by the team
from Apple TV.
And then on top of that, he pretty much when he's done playing, he can just purchase part of a team and be an owner.
That's crazy. That's
a deal.
Yeah. I mean, when you have notoriety, that's the crazy thing about being famous. It's like if you do it right, it works really well in your advantage. But a lot of people can't handle that spotlight. I've seen it. Just doesn't work out. It's not for everybody, and I feel like I'd be one of those people that I wouldn't survive in the spotlight.
Do you think people in Europe are mad that he's choosing to come like over here?
1,000%.
to just like end his career.
And people, okay, this is the world. Everyone will be mad about something.
Oh yeah,
forever. It doesn't matter. So yes, people are mad. People are always gonna be pissed about it. It doesn't matter what choices you make, what things you do. Someone's always gonna be upset. It doesn't matter, and it fucking sucks because people are fucking finicky. But
it's such a double negative, not double negative, but like it's so weird because like especially now time too. It's like do what you want, do whatever. Blah. Then someone does what they want, and it's like, well, now I hate you.
Why did you do that? That's not right.
Why did you? Yeah,
I don't like that. That's not what I would think.
You need to do what I want you to do still.
Yeah, which is speaking of doing what I want you. Skip and Shannon breaking up. That's kind of like everyone thought they'd be together forever, and now it's done.
No, I think it's I think something like that dynamic at some point it needs to just end.
Oh, I agree. I mean, they're two very strong personalities.
Yeah.
Very strong personalities. And it's tough, especially coming from two completely different backgrounds in terms of, well, not completely, but almost. You know? Like Skip says he was raised by a black woman, but it's not the same thing. You weren't a black man. You weren't growing up poor. Like, you know, it's a very different interaction you have with the culture, you could say. And it's sad to see. I am really curious because a lot of I think sports media is shifting. It's shifting very quickly. Do you know what it's shifting to? Do you know where I'm going to? I'm trying to see.
I think so, but I don't want to speak out of ignorance.
It's shifting to podcasting online.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot more of freedom of speech type of formatted. Like even Shannon Sharp, like if he chooses not to go to do sports every year, and his Club Shay Shay podcast is fucking killing it.
Yeah.
It is top notch. It's number one. He has. I don't watch it, but I've seen all the guests he has on and everything. I've watched a couple episodes, but he's doing the do. It's legit.
I think it's allowing people to be able to speak without having to feel like they need to cater to something, or like, you know, it's the image.
You know who started it? We talked about this last time. Really started it. Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee show.
Yeah.
Is because they just got picked up by ESPN. There'll be an ESPN type show. Like they're the first to really do that. Because he said it before, he's not changing the show. He's not doing anything different. It will be the same show you've always seen. The only difference will be now that he's on TV, he's going to say less fucks. He's not going to say fuck as much. But like it is his opinion has been nothing but his opinion the whole time he's been doing the show.
Yep.
And that's not typical. Shannon's one of the few people I could say also has been like that.
You can tell when Shannon's like, I'm gonna say what I want to say, but I need to say it
politically
for all this. Yeah.
Because you see the
he goes, that's what does his suit thing.
Yeah, you see the South come out of him real quick for a second. There's been a couple of times where he's let it loose, and I'm like, damn, man, like you gotta go on a rant, aren't you? Shannon not afraid. You know what that is? That's a nigga moment right there. For those who have not seen Boondocks, go look up Boondocks and their explanation of a nigga moment, and you will understand what I'm talking about. Watch a couple Shannon Sharp getting angry moments, and you'll see the definition of a nigga moment. It doesn't happen on TV too often. Stephen A. Smith don't do that shit.
I'm just thinking of this scene when Uncle Ruckus shows up to the house and they have to exercise stink meter out of the lawyer guy.
So my phone's over there. So I sent Riley the clip of one of the episodes we did, and he sent me back a meme. I kid you not of, and it was the one about the stand.
When he brings out, there's powerful.
It was literally the clip he sent me. The meme he sent me. I was like, Riley, this is how I know you were truly black.
Oh man. I wish if there was like 10 seasons of that show, I would
4. There's only 4.
I know.
Oh, if there was. Dog, for real. And they were supposed to bring it back in 2022, but they canceled.
I don't think that'd go well over into this.
Which is so stupid. Stop this. Oh, I can't handle politically correct bullshit, dog. I really can't. Like, it's dumb.
The Kung Fu Wolf bitch.
Was that Luna? Luna, dude, the fried chicken flu, or the itis. That shit would not go well in today's society. People can't handle that ignorance, dog. That's what I'm talking about. There's good type of ignorance and there's bad type of ignorance. That's the good type of ignorance. Oh, you know, my fat letters are just smoke chilling right there. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, it's not just me. Fuck.
I should have said no. I should have like, nah.
No, what the fuck?
You're tripping.
Well, I didn't tell you. Someone died in this motherfucker before we moved in.
That means it was under 3 years ago. What?
Yeah.
Well,
what do you mean?
Oh, if some states have statutes for real estate that like someone dies within a certain amount of time, they have to like tell whoever's renting it happened.
They did.
I know, but like there's a statute of limitations.
Yeah.
So like if you came here in 5 years,
they would have to tell you. Yeah. No, I know. So yeah, that's why I was like, I always kind of like think there's, you know.
I don't know if it's in California for sure.
Do you believe in that shit?
What?
Like ghosts and shit?
We're getting soft topic, but yeah, kind of.
No, I mean, fuck it. I'm lit. I like talking about random shit.
Yeah, I mean,
it's part of the sports dead time. There's nothing to fucking talk about in sports. We're gonna talk about rookie quarterback potential for the next season. Yeah, people really care about that shit. I mean, some people might. But...
Yeah, bro. Okay, I'll tell you a story. Sorry, just get your foot.
Okay.
I was walking home from like my friend's house. He was kind of like up against like the mountains in Simi. I was walking home. And I'm just, I'm a big person. So I've been a big person my whole life. And I turn around, just like, check behind me every once in a while. And there's like a figure maybe like 100 yards back. And I'm just like, okay. And I keep walking. And it's I look back and it's like a little bit closer. It's like, I could judge 50 yards pretty well. I feel like it's like 50 yards away. And I'm like, okay. And I was like, I look back again. And it was like kind of like going a little faster. And I was like, okay, I need to start sprinting home. Yeah. So luckily it was downhill. So I just take off running. And I get to like the bottom of the hill. And I look back. And it's still just like kind of like cruising. And it's just cruising and cruising. And it like stops. So I'm just watching at this point. And it just goes towards a house. And like I ran by. And I'm like, well, now I'm like, dude, the curiosity. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, so I kind of go back up the hill a little bit. I don't see it anymore. Go around the corner, don't see it. And I was like, okay. And I was like, just go home. But like, I just like, I don't know. I feel like I just like watched like the Grim Reaper like on his patrol. And he was like, oh, this is the house.
See, that's next level crazy shit. I've had, so like my house back home, I've had some shit happen. Riley, the room you stayed in when you slept there, that used to be our computer room, so it was just like where we do like homework and shit. We had a little couch in there, so we kept all our shoes. Riley was down there doing homework late out one night, and her shoe was in there, and it just flipped over, like did a complete like 360.
No.
And then when I was like 10, this was like midday. It was like 5, 6 p.m. So it wasn't late. Oh, not midday, but not dark out, whatever. I was sitting there in our upstairs bathroom taking a shit. It's a longer bathroom, right? And I hear like heavy footsteps walking towards me and I freak out running out of the bathroom, going like, I went to my mom, like, there's someone walking in the bathroom. I don't know what the fuck's happening. This shit's crazy, and she didn't believe me. Well, yeah. But yeah, I believe in those. I mean, I believe in spirits. Fucking the house was Same Mackay house, for sure. For sure was haunted. Jonathan, do you hear about JP's experience when he was there?
Yeah,
that shit was wild. A couple people have had a couple different Garrett's experience. I don't know if you heard about that one when he was taking a piss.
I've had a couple more, just like in my regular. Like, okay, here's one that happens to me. This is, I don't know why this happens to me. It happens, I would say probably once a year to me. I'll be laying in bed, and I'll have like my arm like hanging out. Yeah. So I sleep on my side, so I have like my arm hanging off the bed. Yeah. And I will feel, I don't know, something like how you would clasp, holding someone's hand, how you clasp my hand.
What?
And just hold it. But it's like how you can kind of sense danger. Like you feel like, oh, like this is sketchy. It's never been like a sketchy feeling. It's just like someone's just been there, like just holding it.
That's crazy.
And I'm just like, oh, and it usually happens. Here's the crazy thing. It usually happens around the anniversary of my mom's death. So in January. So I think it's my mom just being like, hey.
I'm still here with you.
Yeah.
Yo, I just got chills, dog. That's wild. See, I'm glad you believe, because like a lot of people, when I talk about this shit, they're like, oh, I don't believe in that shit. Here's the thing.
Like, sorry. I don't want to cut you
Go.
off. I said, well, I kind of go off the basis of like, if we all learn growing up, if matter cannot be created or destroyed,
with it.
then what, like, so if you die, we're matter, right?
It's not even matter, it's energy as well.
Yeah.
It can't be created.
It can just be, it can be just what, transferred.
Mm-hmm.
So clearly we get transferred, it has to be, I mean,
it
doesn't just go, woo!
Dude, you just read my mind. That's exactly when you cut me off. That's exactly what I was gonna say. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Yeah. So no, I believe the same thing, and I'm a man of science. I studied electrical engineering. I'm very much a scientific mindset. I am a yes or no. There is truth. There is like falsity. There is no gray area. Like it's very hard. So I agree the same way. It scientifically, it's fucking proven like that. There has to be some sort of energy or connection. I want to get into this a little bit too, because talking about like drugs in general, like supposedly, I don't know if it's true. I've never experienced anything outside of marijuana, but like starting with shrooms, like connecting with like interdimensional beings, really DMTs, where I've heard the most stories where like you're talking with people that, or you like meet with these beings that are able to, because do you understand multi-dimensions?
Yeah.
Okay, so we have, I actually watched a video on this too, and it made a lot of sense. You have your one dimension, right? And then you have your two dimension, which is made up of two one dimensions, and your three dimensions, which is made up of three two dimensions, which is two one dimensions, and then four dimensions would be four three dimensions put into a fourth axis. I don't completely understand that part, but where was I going with this? I confused myself.
You start off with shrooms.
Oh yeah. So interdimensional beings, right? So the way our brain is able to break down and understand an alternate dimension or exponential dimension is because taking these drugs will unlock like a different level of potential. So the psychedelic trip is really like our brain firing on multiple dimensions, right, or whatever. So I was watching years back like the Joe Rogan podcast, right, and he was interviewing someone like high government ranking official saying that like they'll take like very high levels of DMT to go into these meeting with interdimensional beings and like have these conversations about like, and these are high ranking government officials, right? And so Called Father was like, hey, what are your thoughts on this? Because you're a man of science. I know, what you do and like, what you've been involved with. Like, you would have an opinion on this. And he's like, honestly, Cody, because I honestly expect him to say you're fucking tripping. He's like, I wouldn't doubt if it was happening. Like, I wouldn't doubt if it was something that was. I was like, God damn. So if he's like a very logical, understanding man is sitting there saying that like this is a possibility, like. Maybe those type of like natural psychedelics truly unlock like our next level potential in terms of a human being. Because you ever thought they talk about like we're going to a whole conspiracy theory here, but it kind of goes into it like how are the pyramids built?
The one I like is it was already advanced. Like those people were already advanced to the point where they could build it. But then something cataclysmic happened.
Clearly.
And it reset the clock.
Clearly. But there's no... Like, there would have been... Because the pyramids are still there, right? The pyramids are not something that is... In terms of structural integrity, in terms of, like... It's just stone. Like, it's not like there's no, like...
It's stone taken from thousands of miles away.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is it's not, like... It's not Teflon. It's not, like... It's not... a different like alloy or metal that is made to be stronger. It just is what it is, and it has lasted. So if they had equipment or structures that were able to move that type of stuff, something would have lasted, right?
Yeah.
So what I've heard and what makes sense to me is people had unlocked their brains enough to where they unlocked telekinetic powers. and we're able to lift things with their minds.
I haven't heard this. I'm in. I'm listening.
It was on Joe Rogan,
That's
and it makes
okay.
sense because it's like, how could you lift something that is tens, if not hundreds of tons?
Yeah.
And move it distances, like you said, from thousands of miles away. Different stone. And built a structure, not only that is to scale in terms of like it's built, it's very accurate. It is an exact ratio of the diameter of the Earth. An exact ratio. Or something like that. I think it's the diameter of the radius. It's the what doesn't matter. Diameter is just double the radius, so it would be the same. An exact, like not off by like a point, like a couple points, not 0.5, 5, 6, 7. That like an exact ratio. It's fucking crazy to think about.
Someone hit me with one time.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'll talk about it. Connection. No. Go ahead.
I'll say someone hit me with one time. They're like, you know how we always talk about like aliens and stuff like that? Mm-hmm. What if we were just the aliens?
Possible.
And we're just descendants of like people that died off. They became Neanderthals, and then we are redeveloping.
Fuck, you shouldn't have said that. Now it's gonna. I just thought about that because it's like because we're constantly trying to discover like the human origin, right? And we can never make a complete connection between X and Y. We get so close, but it never completely connects for some reason, you know? In terms of like genetics and DNA and everything. And human history. That's a fucking crazy.
And then to top that, it was like, you know how like obviously like light distance, like if you look at something, 65, all that crap, what if the like wherever we come from, it hasn't like they like just recently got us back and they're like, what the hell's going on? And that's why, you know, it's like how all these like UFO things have been kind of like more frequently as of late in a couple of years. What if it's them come and be like, yo, what this technically like our cousins, what is going on with these people?
Fuck, I wanted to make a connection before, but you also made me another point. Okay. We were talking before with the pyramids. and damn it. Remember this MCU theory. Just MCU theory. You can write that down. I'll remember. I know the whole theory, so I can bring it back up. What was we talking about?
Fuck. Can't spell theory.
Doesn't matter. Just as long as you understand. What were you okay with it? I had something that just. What did you?
What if we are the aliens?
What if we are the aliens? There's not connection. Oh, I was gonna talk about the Library of Alexandria. Have you ever heard of that?
I've heard of it. I don't know anything about it.
I forget who. I think it was Caesar. Someone. It was basically the library at the time that had possessed all the knowledge of the world at the time. It was like 7,000 years ago, something like that. Can't remember the exact time it existed, but someone went in and burned it down. And basically, from that point on, it was a restart of civilization in terms of human beings because we had lost. We had lost so much knowledge that they said basically because technology grows on an exponential scale. So they said if we had never burnt down, so the knowledge maybe to possess like telekinetic powers and stuff, something or whatever, how the pyramids were built, whatever was in that library, it had to be, and. We basically, that point was a restart of civilization from that point on where people had to regain the knowledge that we had previously had because there was no context where we could go back and look upon it. So that may have had all the answers we would have needed, but it was burned down by someone trying to like prove a point, which is insane.
Someone's always got to prove a point.
It just makes you think about like conquering and world domination and all that. Like, it's just... If we could exist as one world power,
no.
If that's what I'm saying, if we could, we couldn't. We couldn't. That's what I'm saying. It's not possible. But if we could, we would be as a society so much more functional. But human beings have so many innate tendencies to just fuck things up. At the end of the day, we're probably just an experiment. So
I thought at one point when I was a little kid, I thought we were just like some TV show for someone else.
The Truman Show. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
It's literally.
I was just really like, this is.
We
like,
might be.
Because like what? Because like why do some unexplainable things just happen in your life?
Yeah.
And it's like someone pushing a button.
Yeah. No, I don't even get that. We've gone deep into conspiracy theory. I could talk hours about.
Oh yeah, I can talk about this all day. I like it. I like hearing what other people think and like how it's like. Because it comes down to how we're all rationalizing our reality.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say our own because there's one reality. We all just have our own bubble within that reality, and we kind of just go about our bubble.
That's not true. We don't know that.
True.
We could all exist like we could.
You've heard the egg theory, huh?
Wait a minute.
The egg theory?
Probably. What came first, chicken or the egg?
No. The egg theory is like, how do I summarize this simple? It's pretty much we're one. We're one being.
Hive mind type theory?
We're the hive mind. And like this is that one being growing, developing to become part of like the bigger culture. So he's living everyone's life at once, and that's all of our lives. Don't want to just there's a video.
I understand. You know what I mean? I got what you're saying.
So every time you die, you don't get to experience your past life. You should get put into a new one.
Yeah. But that all those experiences really just experience for one person.
Yeah, for that one thing to evolve.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like you're like I don't know how to explain it. Like you're your neighbor and your neighbor's you.
I was actually going a different way. Where what if but that also plays into that theory too. Because I was like, each individual person is their own reality. So it plays into that theory because your experience is different from my experience. But if our experiences are different, they're contributing more to the overall.
Yes, the overall like sinking of it.
Ooh, that's crazy. I've never heard of that, but I wouldn't say that one makes sense, but I could understand it. Like I said, I'm a man of science, but I'm also a man of like drastic science. I tell you, Riley, please come on the podcast. Riley actually wants to study. He's studying for the MCAT right now, but he wants to do psychiatry in terms of the psychedelic effects on the brain, which would be sick.
I know plenty of test subjects.
Too. Riley's you haven't hung out much with Riley. You've hung out more with Bryce, but Riley is the definition of.
I haven't seen them in years, man.
They're different. They're very different, both of them. But Riley defines an enigma. Like this dude is just so out there, and it's hilarious. He'd be a great time to have on the podcast. Riley's idea of a good time. I remember one time he called me and he's like, I forget why, but he was like, yeah. I woke up on a beach this morning. I don't know why. No one's around me. I'll call you back in a bit. I'm gonna walk home. I'm like, how far away are you from home? And he lived in Santa Monica at this time, or he was going to UCLA, so he lived like down the street. He's like, hour and a half drive. It's like, no. And he's like, okay, maybe I'll take me like 2 hours to go home. And I was like, okay, whatever. And then he called me back later and he's like, yeah, I spent the whole time too trying to diagnose homeless people with their like different mental illnesses and things while walking back. And I was like, and he obviously like did a bunch who knows what the night before. So I'm like, why?
That is not who I thought he'd turn into.
No, Riley. No, if you knew Riley growing up, you would understand.
Riley, good for you, Riley.
Riley is himself.
Good for you.
And it is the craziest, like, he needs to come on the podcast. He defines an enigma. I remember one time he posted a picture, like, he was in Yellowstone, and texted him, like, why are you in Yellowstone? He's like, I decided to go on a week trip I'm going to sleep in my car and hang out here for a week. And I was like, what? Like, he just flies by the seat of his own pants, does his own thing, he gives a fuck, but doesn't give a fuck. Insanely smart. He would be a great person to interview on this podcast because he's a trip, dog. He's a fucking trip. Good time. Travis, we got a lot of rookie QBs coming in. They have potential to be starters this year.
Yeah.
Who of the rookies QBs do you think? So we got 5 here listed. We got Anthony Richardson of the Colts, CJ Stroud of the Texans, Bryce Young of the Panthers, Will Levis of the Titans, Hendon Hooker of the Lions. Of those 5, first off, who do you think at the beginning of the season will be a starter?
Stroud, Young, probably Levitt.
Levis over Tannehill?
No. I'll take that back. Not Levitt. Probably, definitely, ones I can definitely, it's going to be Stroud and Young.
Yeah. Who's Young's competition? Do they have anyone else there?
I think Andy Dalton's there.
Okay. So, yeah, definitely going to be Bryce Young. Definitely going to be CJ Stroud. Who in the season do you think will start?
I think they will all get their opportunities.
Even Hendon Hooker?
Hooker if Goff gets hurt.
Okay. Do you think Hendon Hooker is going to be a better QB than Jared Goff?
No, because, I mean...
Not this season, but career-wise.
I think it's for me, it's too early to tell. Because I'm all about, like, the results of what you're putting out there.
I agree. I think he could be. I think he has the potential to be. I also think he has a chip on his shoulder from this season.
I feel like a lot of these guys do, but at the same time, it's the learning curve. If you're going to be able to adapt and learn.
Yeah.
Because,
yeah,
you know,
it's a quick.
You got no freshman corner. You got a 5-year vet.
It's not more. Yeah.
That's
true. That's true. You're playing, and you're not even playing just against the corner. You're playing against the whole defense. And there's a whole team just breaking down specifically you because you're a quarterback. You're going to be the main point of focus.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Of those, so let's let's eliminate Hooker because he's kind of fringe. He's kind of if. Anthony Richardson. Obviously, we have him and Minshew.
Yeah.
Richardson is a raw talent, like very raw. There's a lot of high praise coming out of Colts training camp right now. A lot of talk thinking he will be the starter. You can see it happening. There's a lot of promise for the Colts. I don't think we'll be great this year. We could be a fringe, middle of the pack team, but not great. I don't see us being great. I think the next 2-3 years is going to be very telling of the Colts' future overall.
And I think after the preseason's up, you can make a pretty preseason in the joint practices.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's gonna sheds a lot of light on a guy's talent and what he's gonna be able to do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm no analyst or nothing like that, so I don't care to make some bold prediction. I just think, they will all respectively get their chances at one point or another, and it's going to be.
You hope that's not always true.
Yeah. I mean,
it's not always true.
Well, definitely Stroud and Young. Richard's taking the first round, right?
Yeah, he's number 4 overall.
Yeah, you should take him in the first round. They're going to get their shot.
I agree. But Levis, I think, will also get his shot. Hendon Hooker, I think, should get his shot. I don't know if he'll be with the Lions, but I think should get his shot.
I mean, yeah. I'm excited to actually watch some of these preseason games because I really want to see how these...
Who's most likely to... out of those 4, who's most likely to have a decent record and actually play well? And why?
None of them, no. To me...
No, you got a point.
No.
Who's going to have... Okay, let me rephrase the question. Who will have, if they start, the best record? Given the team they're on, their talent, and what they're surrounded by.
Well, if Richardson gets the start, I would say him. Just because he has that defense.
I don't agree.
I think he has the highest potential.
That I do agree with. I don't agree that he would have the most. I think
because
I think he has the lowest floor and the highest ceiling.
I just think he could just do because who's on the Texans don't really have a defense, do they?
I mean, they got Will. No, they're building it. They're rebuilding.
So, what happens when he's going up against someone else who has a potent offense? All offenses are
Will
potent.
Levis, though. Because here's the thing. I think he's probably
in one of the better situations that can be catered to him.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Bryce Young is a great quarterback, but he's small. He could get hurt. I love, Alabama fan. I love Bryce Young. I just don't know if he would be. I don't know. I need to see it in the NFL. I saw it in college and it was good. It was really good. It was great, I must say. But I don't know if it's going to translate to the NFL yet. I need to see it first.
Yeah, but what would you see the timeline you'd give all these guys?
Hmm?
Like, how much time would you give?
Richardson, I need to see 4 years.
I think he would only get 3.
Which is unfortunate. No, I don't agree. Because the Colts have been bouncing from quarterback to quarterback to quarterback since Andrew Luck. I don't think the Colts at this point are... Here's the thing. If they don't see any good progress within the first, each year... he needs to progress year to year. But I don't think he needs to be... There needs to be flashes. I don't think it needs to all come together till about year 4-ish.
I think it needs to come together by year 3.
But that's a normal quarterback. He's a project. It's not like... I get what you're saying, but that's a normal quarterback. He's someone where if you go back and watch his college, the accuracy's not there. He needs to develop a stronger football acumen. That's not something you can just... It's not something you just get, but if you put in the work, you can develop. You know what I mean?
You can develop, but it needs to develop fast. Because it goes back to how you want to win, and you win now with young talent, but your young talent needs to be up to par.
You're saying? Yeah. Yeah.
Because you can surround some guys with a lot of vets, but at the end of the day, they're touching the ball every offensive play.
But so what are you saying then? So by year 3, what does he need to show?
That he is a competent starter.
Oh, that
because everyone's gonna make mistakes. You're gonna throw interceptions. You're gonna have a bad game.
Here's what I'm saying.
But
if we're gonna see, I'm more saying we're gonna know if he is a great quarterback by year 4. That's what I'm saying. It needs to slowly progress. I agree, he needs to be shown he's a starter, a legit starter in the league by year 3. I agree with that. I'm saying we'll know if he's Patrick Mahomes. We'll know if he's Andrew Luck. We'll know if he has that it factor, because it's gonna take. I think it's gonna take him a little bit longer to flip that switch if it's there.
No, I agree with what you're saying. I just don't think he's gonna be afforded that.
But that's what I'm saying. If he's showing by year 3 he's a legit starter, year 4, it's not like where Patrick Mahomes, he was showing his second year he was a legit starter, right?
He also got a great year of sitting behind.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. He had the time to develop. Richardson doesn't really get that time. So by that second year, he was showing he is a great talent. He is a starter. That third year was like, oh shit, he is, number 1 in the league type of talent. Where Richardson, he doesn't have, I don't think he has the football IQ like Patrick Mahomes, so it's going to take a little bit longer to flip that switch. And he'll be given that chance to be great by year 4. He'll be showing he needs to show he's a starter, but I think we'll see if he's going to be top 3 in the league by year 4 type of thing. It's not going to be that, third year the lights come on for him completely. It's going to be, year 4, holy shit, this is a next level of talent. Because he has the running game, too, you have to realize. He can run. He can run very well.
That's becoming like a default that you need that now.
But he's next level running. He's better than Patrick Mahomes in terms of running the football.
And Patrick Mahomes has one of the biggest arms in the league.
So does Richardson. You saw him hurl that motherfucker?
Yeah, but...
It's not as accurate. But that's the thing.
But that's a big point.
I get it, but no, I understand. But that's not. I'm not arguing why.
I can probably throw a ball 60 yards. Doesn't mean it's good.
But what I'm trying to say is, you have to understand he has a almost Lamar Jackson type of athleticism to him, to where his.
But that runs out quick.
Let me finish my.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
But to where it's going to afford him a lot more time to create better situations with his arm, to where if it shows where the lights come on and he's not relying on the run game and he busts that out, it's going to be a next level gear compared to what Mahomes can do. That's where I'm getting at. Because if the football IQ comes around, That needs to come around first. That's where Mahomes has him completely 1000% beat. Because in terms of raw talent, I mean, fuck, like they can hurl a ball just as far, like you're saying. You could hurl a ball 60 yards, but where you can put it and how you can put it and how quickly you can put it, that's really where it comes down to. We're not going to see that until I think year 4, if we're going to see it. If we're going to see it. That's all I'm saying.
Can I speak? I don't want to cut you off. I don't want to cut you off.
I'm done. Go ahead.
That's why I moved away from the mic.
No. You're good. I'm sorry.
Okay. I see what you're saying. But right now, who would be the... Okay, let's just look at Josh Allen.
Mm.
Dude's a tank. He can run. And he can probably throw the ball probably the best in the league. They're going to have him stop running early because they're not going to want him to get him hurt. Because if he takes too many... Lamar, you can tell like all the runnings already kind of put a toll on Lamar.
Have we... Okay. Is that a toll being put on Lamar, or is it Lamar saying, I'm not running the football because you're not paying me what I deserve? Josh Allen still insists on running the football.
But he doesn't.
He does.
He does, but he does it.
And he's still
smarter about it, I will say that.
But he still takes big hits. He was doing it in practice. And that hasn't gone away.
But that puts a heavy toll on a guy.
I understand. No, I'm not saying it doesn't. Here's what I'm not saying. Like
But I get it. What you're saying, like they all do it, but they're all one shot away from it being the last.
No, I get it. What I'm saying is, if the football IQ comes around for Anthony Richardson, right? So he's getting smarter in terms of the.
But it can't be 4 years for it to come around. That's because Josh Allen had to come around in year 2. Well, he had to show the signs quickly.
What do you mean? He was fumbling in the playoffs, and it looked like he had no clue what he was doing year 2.
Everyone's fumbled.
But no, that's my point. That's exactly what I've been saying this whole time. I'm not saying like most people, the lights come on like in terms of quarterbacks. Like the lights come on year 3 in terms of being an NFL quarterback. I don't think his will completely come on. I think because he has a more natural gifted talent, it will show differently. It's not going to be the same. Where he's going to be able to make more plays because he's more naturally athletic. And if the lights turn on by year 4, he is going to be switching from that persona of, hey, I'm a running quarterback to I am a quarterback. And if I need to utilize my more natural talent, it's going to be better than Mahomes and really anyone that we can see do it because he has the combination. I don't think he will get there. That's why I'm very skeptical as a fan. That's why his ceiling is so high, because he has so much talent. He shows that he can do it. He shows that he understands it. But can it be developed? It's kind of like Jalen Hurts. It's honestly exactly like Jalen Hurts, because now you see he understands the game at a level that is truly better than most people, better than most quarterbacks. And that's because of Shane Steichen, who is now the Colts head coach. Same thing with Justin Herbert. That's what I'm saying. Like, the coaching that's the same thing. Patrick Mahomes would not be Patrick Mahomes without Andy Reid. We all know that. That's all I'm saying. If we're gonna see it, we're gonna see it in 4 years. We're not gonna. I think we'll see flashes, and you'll be like, "Oh shit!" It's not gonna be like Andrew Luck, where you see him year 1, you're like, "Wow,
that dude was a professional above a professional."
Yeah, yeah.
That dude was a professional when he was in college. He was
that shit at Stanford was wild, dog. Yeah. So I just think I I'm a fan. I love my Colts. So I think I would give him as a fan a little bit more time because it is a project. You need to see flashes of it. You need to see flashes year 1. You need to be better year 2.
I know I just raised my
Travis
hand.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm calling on you.
I don't want to cut you off, so I raised my hand.
You're good. No, go ahead, cut me off. Now, no, I was making that main point, and I didn't want to be cut. You can cut me off at other points. I don't give a shit.
I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. Go ahead.
Like, shit, I gotta raise my hand.
Go ahead. No, you're good.
Okay, then I just want to ask you, what happens after year 4 if it doesn't turn on?
We gotta move on. Cup 8. You need to start over.
Okay.
Find another quarterback. Make a different decision. Yeah,
that's all I want to know.
Yeah, 1000%. Like it's not a league where you can hang on for too long.
Okay, cool.
If it's fringe, it's tough.
So then, let's take Levitt and Hooker out of this. Then, out of Young, Stroud, and Richardson, who could be the biggest bust?
Stroud.
And let's say we give him all 4 years.
Stroud. He's already shown that the football or the IQ isn't necessarily there. The recalls he did pretty bad on the recall test, I'm pretty sure, which is for an NFL quarterback huge. Stroud is, and he was taken number 2. Texans were like, we're gonna take him.
Well, they needed somebody.
Yeah, they didn't want to take the gamble. Where I think that's where I like the difference between him and Richardson is I think Richardson was put in the perfect situation. I think Steichen is the coach the Colts needed to develop someone young. Especially with the natural athletic talent. Because you watched Justin Herbert in college, right?
A little bit whenever I could.
When that kid ran, dude, that kid was a magician in college. And he kind of didn't really do it at all in the NFL until a certain point, and he was lighting them up.
But the whole thing behind Justin Herbert, too, was he was a 4.0 student.
I understand.
He had a big brain. He had big brain energy.
Yeah, but I wouldn't. Oh, no, he was good, too. I don't even know what Anthony Richardson, what his GPA, what is.
He seems like he cut class.
Let's find out.
I cut class.
I'm curious.
I cut class.
I did too.
Academics. I had a 3.0 or better in high school.
No, in college. Oh, in high school. That's in high school.
His freshman year. Oh. I don't think they really released their academics.
They should. I don't know.
No, you gotta look up if there's any like news articles about him, like in Florida. Look up like a Florida newspaper.
Just like you said, academics.
Oh, it just says he embodies a student athlete role. That's a great title to have.
That's a long.
Hold on, try to find the. Oh, he went to the Elite 11.
This is high school.
He went to the Elite 11. Good for him.
I don't. Oh, let's see. Oh, well, okay.
Okay.
Cognitive. Okay.
Scoring them things on like instinctive learning, decision complexity. Well, okay. Keep going, actually. Yeah.
I mean, he shows he's got something in terms of IQ. Here's the thing, though.
But do you think that's gonna? Okay, sorry.
No, go ahead.
So for me, like knowing that, like if he's that smart, and now like everyone can know that now, do you think as an organization, there's gonna be a little more extra pressure being like, I need you to get this fast. I need you to get this now.
No, because it's not. That's what I'm saying. Like they understand with most quarterbacks, the lights don't turn on to year 3. So if you're seeing flickers of it, if you're seeing it early, if you're seeing at least like he's getting it, like, and I've been doing some, he's getting it.
Yeah,
it seems like
I don't doubt he's getting it.
So if it's like, oh, he's getting it, okay, like it's kind of putting everything together. You just want to see but if he's getting it, if he's sitting there in the calling plays, making it correctly, giving the correct, calling the plays correctly, understanding where everyone's going. Before you start seeing that, like in practice and stuff, obviously different in game. That's where you're like, okay, that's where you need to see it. I need to start seeing it there, and then I just need flashes of it in the game. In practice, it needs to show. In the game, it needs to flicker, and then it needs to really start sparking by year 2, year 3. You're like, okay, he's really getting it. Year 4 year 3 needs to show that he can be a starter. Like I said, he needs to show lights have turned on, but they're not. I guess here's a better analogy. Lights turn on by year 3. Are they bright by year 4? That's more where it should be. It's because seeing this reminds a lot of myself. Where if I'm not interested, I'm a very smart guy, and I don't think some people don't truly realize how smart I am in terms of like what I know and what I can recall. And if I'm not interested, I don't give a shit. So I don't put power to it. I don't. But if I give just a little bit, like with the Mountain Dew, it's like, oh, boom, okay, I know all this. Or like with weed, I really like weed, so I can talk. I spent so many hours learning about it, listening about it. Like I could recall and talk about, hey, you do this, it can help you with this. You do this, it can help you with this. There's certain strains that can do this. There's landrace, like we were talking about the landrace strain. It's a pure sativa. You have your pure indicas. You don't have a ton of those. Everything's a hybrid. I could talk for hours about it because I just sit there and listen to it because I actually care. You know, I think someone like him who, when he clearly gives a fuck. Like it makes a difference in terms of like what he'll put into it. Does that make sense?
No. I agree with you.
What do you think? What do you think, like, in terms of, like we said, do you think Stroud is the biggest potential for a bust, or?
I think Bryce Young. I think they're expecting him to, like, save their franchise. I think it's going to.
Ooh, that's a good point.
I think they're, yeah.
That's a really good point.
For me, like, with all these guys, it's going to be the product they put out. It's going to be what they put on tape. Yeah, we can, you know, sit here and hypothesize and go, but then come down to the fact of like during the season, during the year, what are you putting on tape week in and week out? Are you even learning week to week? Are you even showing signs of improvement? Or are you going to be like Josh Rosen, Sam Darnold, where you just constantly kept making the same mistakes over and over and over again?
Yeah. Who of the five is in the best situation?
Levitz.
Oof, good take. Why?
Because you have Tannehill still there. So you have someone who can start, who you can learn from, who can, where you're technically, like, I think he's in a good situation because he's not going to be thrust in the spotlight. Like, yeah, he's up there. He'll probably play, like, all preseason, all that stuff. But then, you know, he's not going to have the pressure of, like, you got to win now for us. You got to, like how Bryce Young's, like, they're like, we need to win now. We have Bryce Young now. We need to win now.
I meant more in terms of, like, that's a good point.
He just has the security to develop and watch.
I meant more in terms of the team built around him.
Levitz.
Still Levis?
Mike Vrabel's a great... Vrabel? Is it Vrabel?
Vrabel, yeah.
I like him.
Fantastic coach. Not an offensive coach.
Not an offensive coach, but...
That's where I was... That's
I think...
Who's their...
I don't even know who their OC is.
That makes a world of difference. That's why I disagree, but I'm coming from obviously a fan.
But I think Vrabel allows his OC to like do what he wants.
1,000%.
So
that's what,
because some of these like defensive minded coaches don't. They want to have their input on the offense, and it's like, no.
I wanted to finish off our podcast with a new little segment. We were talking about it earlier. I love Mountain Dew. I've tried a lot of Mountain Dews, but not on camera and not as a taste test. Oh, my mic's falling off. 1 second. So we wanted to end each podcast with doing a little Mountain Dew review segment. So we're gonna start off our first one with an OG favorite. Many people may have tried it, may have heard of it. If you can see it, I don't know if the camera quality is good enough, but it's Mountain Dew Livewire.
Livewire.
It is an orange flavored dew. Trav, if you would like to grab your glass, take a sip, and let me know what you think.
You're not gonna cheers me? Oh, God damn.
My bad.
It's like orange Fanta with like crack rocks in it.
Yeah, it tastes like caffeine orange soda. Well, I mean, it's not as like strong of an orangey flavor.
It's not. It's very subtle.
Subtle orange flavor. I haven't had Livewire in a long time. People,
it's actually not bad. If you want to mix this with a vodka or,
you just need like a little topper of like a lime.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a little bit of like an extra citrus because it has citrus, but it's like I said, it's subtle. You know, it'd be good.
It's actually really good. Yeah.
If they made one with like this, like with a little bit of peach.
What would you rate it 1 out of 10 on all the dews?
That's tough. I tried a lot of dews. To 7.
It's a solid dew.
To 7.
7.
Yeah, it's a cool 7. It's not my favorite. It's not the best I've ever had, but would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
If you, on scale of dews, because I feel like this should be established before Where do you rate it? Because I know your favorite's probably original. Because I see you drink it all the time.
I drink it all the time just because right now it's like it's all I can really get where I am.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to say,
like, where's original on your scale?
Oh, top 3, just because.
No, on scale 1 to 10.
1 to 10? Like a 9. Just,
wow.
It's good. It's consistent. It's
wow.
good.
Okay.
I had it since I was 12.
Okay. Mountain Dew Originals. Okay. But okay, what's your favorite of all time?
Okay, one time I mixed the voltage with the whiteout.
Well, then have you ever had DUSA?
No.
It's voltage, whiteout, and code red all mixed together.
See, I think the code red just...
No, it's the best. It's my favorite flavor. I wish I still had a can.
I like the voltage. Like the voltage.
Anthony and I took that one and mixed it with Bacardi Dragonberry.
You guys had such a Bacardi phase.
No. This was like 3 years ago, like during COVID. Yeah. Because that's when it came out.
Who had the Bacardi phase that we used to hang out with?
Not me.
That's a totally different. Sorry.
Yeah, not. Oh, Anthony had one. It wasn't me though. I'm not a big fan actually.
He still does.
Not surprised. But we mixed it with Dragonberry Bacardi. It was so good. It was probably one of the best drinks I've just like thrown together I've ever had. Yeah. I hope they come out with that flavor again during 4th of July. That flavor. Do USA. They had another one called Liberty Brew that people really liked, but I never got to try it. But yeah, there's...
What's a 7?
Think of the ones up there. Summer Freeze is cool. Probably my favorite would have to be probably the Maui Burst. Can't go wrong with Maui Burst. We can do a little taste on that one next time or something.
Yeah.
It's a Dollar General exclusive.
On next week or 2 weeks from now.
Yeah.
Mauiverse.
Whenever I decide to actually edit and record and download and, I'm going to be more consistent. My goal is to really put out an episode every 2 weeks. I'm going to try to get there. It's just I need to stop being lazy with everything and find another job, so I don't have to worry about that as this side. But, now that you've heard... what?
Do you want to edit on like a little question for the
You got a question?
Well, it's just simple. Like, what's your favorite summer treat?
What's your favorite? Ooh. Well, if we're going to add it on, you have to answer.
Oh, it's the watermelon for us.
You agree?
I mean, like, I should say, what's your favorite summer, like, thing to eat, like, fruit-wise? And then what's your favorite fruit to turn into an alcoholic drink?
Ooh. I mean, watermelon. It's not even to be racially stereotyped. I will eat watermelon all day. Like, it's good for you. It hydrates you. It makes you feel good. It's easy to shit out. You're chilling. I mean, some fruits, dude, like, if you don't chew well enough, it's a bad day on the other side.
What are you eating, bro? You should have the skin of a pineapple coming out of your booty, or what, bro?
I try to avoid it.
I don't know. It's so funny to me. We need to end this. We're doing this for too long.
No, dog. I'm serious. But go ahead. You can interrupt me. Like I said, it's just about making a very specific point.
No, I just wanted to do it.
Okay.
As we end this, this has been fun. Thank you for having me, dude.
Course.
And
of course, I appreciate you
really
joining
like
me.
this.
It's tough to want to put yourself out there, and for people that are scared of a podcast, scared of starting it, not wanting to do it, or not wanting to go on one, not try it. It really all it is just talking with your friends at the end of the day, especially if you know them. If you don't know them, learn a little bit about them before you hop on, and you'll have a great conversation because it's a fun time.
It's also being about to disagree and agree on things and be able to walk out of the room and nothing changes. Like, just because maybe you said something that they didn't like or whatever, vice versa, you're friends at the end of the day. Yeah. And you have different opinions, and that's probably why you are friends, because you can look at things differently. So always remember that.
To agree on everything. Like, you don't. Don't. Learn to disagree. It's healthy. It's how you.
It sparks new thoughts.
Exactly. It makes you think of different perspectives. That's how you grow and learn to be a better person. And with that, we appreciate you watching the Greenzone. If you're not, you should have smoked a joint before this, but smoke a joint after this. Take a dab. Something. Just make sure you get a little ignorance in your life, the positive ignorance. And we thank you for watching.
Blah.